As someone who is so engaged in the public interest of chess, how would you compare tournaments like the World Cup, the World Championship match, Blitz and Rapid, for people to be interested in watching chess? What do you think people like to see more?
Between those three?
Yeah.
Just wherever Magnus is playing. No, I'm just kidding. I think generally the people come together for things that are a bit more clear cut and with a more obvious plan of what's going to happen. So probably if I had to rank it, it would be, I don't remember the three. Was it World Championship candidates and World Cup?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously
the big one.
Obviously, World Championship would I would imagine, generate the most. And the candidates, and then the World Cup. The World Cup is great, and it's like a wonderful format. But for chess, it's not like the soccer or football World Cup. The stakes only become really clear a couple of weeks in, and at that point, 90% of the field is out. Yeah. This is just my opinion from seeing the numbers. But it's actually funny. Chess has a very fascinating other side, which there's a good chance that idiot chess might get more views than the highest level of the game. Like somehow people like to watch really bad mistakes because they see themselves in those types of mistakes. So yeah, chess is very unique, I would say, from other sports like that.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite for this tournament? For the open and the women's section?
Do I have a favorite? No.
Yeah.
Like, is there somebody I want to win? Hikaru. If not Hikaru, then I would say Fabiano. And on the other side, probably it would be cool if Vaishali won. But no, I don't know anybody who's, I mean, I could tell you who like I don't think is going to win, but that seems kind of mean. So that would be my answer.
So is there a difference between who you want to win and who you think will win?
In this case, no, not really. I mean, I still think probably Hikaru and Fabi are the favorites. Jan is a big wild card. I've said it a lot. It takes a lot to win two in a row, but I'm not sure there's anything that you can't really use that to then win a third one. But I would still say that probably Hikaru and Fabi are two of the favorites.
Yeah.
On the other side, I don't think Vaishali is necessarily a favorite. Probably with the amount of experience that Lei Tingjie has, she would be a very strong favorite. If you look at her recent tournaments, it's World Championship and candidates like multiple times. But no idea. Like this tournament is crazy and anything can happen.
Yeah, and I mean it's very long, so things can change at any time.
Not last tournament. Last time Jan was just winning from the very, but yeah, I mean it could, and hopefully it does. Otherwise, I don't know how I'm going to make it interesting for the last few rounds. But yeah.
And you have such a global audience. Can you tell us a bit about the demographic? Where in the world are they from? Age?
Yeah. I have sponsors turn down my channel because I don't have enough viewers in America, which is funny.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Like they need a certain % of your audience to be in the US. Yeah. Mine is definitely below 30. It's something like 20-something%. And then it's, the UK is massive. There are months where London is the city where I have the most views out of any city in the world. Multiple months. And then it's just the standard. It's India, Germany, like the big chess countries. And then everybody's quite balanced below that. It used to be 99% male. Now it's 90, like 89. So
okay.
that's
an improvement.
It's 10x. Yeah, it could be better. But my video, which I checked pretty recently, like how to play chess, just how to play the game, is 2-to-1, like men and women. So that's crazy for chess.
Yeah.
So yeah, and the age is all over. I mean, the average viewer is much older than the average person that writes comments. YouTube comments are kind of notoriously, I don't know where this will be posted, but comments just in general are sort of more idiotic than I think the average person that is watching. And that's probably deliberate, right? It's just a younger commenter. Yeah. But anytime I'm at like a live event or I'm meeting fans, I think the average age is like 25. So yeah, people are older than you would think for what is really a field that should attract a young audience like YouTube.
Yeah. And why do you think chess is becoming so popular these days?
There's two answers. I mean, number one, we just keep getting really lucky, like the Queen's Gambit. I mean, first of all, obviously COVID was really bad for a lot of people, but when people got locked inside, they started looking for hobbies. They started watching live streams, right? That was the beginning. Yeah. Queen's Gambit, that's lucky. I mean, what else can we say, right? The cheating scandal is lucky. And January of a lot of people don't actually know this, but January 2023 was a bigger spike than the Queen's Gambit by like 5x.
Okay.
Because I have all the analytics. Like I see all of this stuff, and it took me 18 months to go from 1 to 2 million subscribers just making content, and it took me 40 days to go from 2 to 3. And it was all because January of last year, there was a couple of things at the right moment. There was chess boxing, there was World Rapid and Blitz, where a lot of content was posted and there was like viral moments. There was Mittens, the chess bot.
Yeah.
So like a lot of things happened at the same time. And at that time, chess got plugged into the short form algorithm. So YouTube Shorts, Instagram, TikTok, and January of last year, all of my content had 300 million views in 1 month. So like 10 million a day.
That's insane.
Yeah, and as the biggest content creator, it spreads. I mean, it goes to everywhere. Like people find whoever they want to watch. People find their way to like FIDE website and like watch the tournaments. People find their way to events websites on chess.com to watch the tournaments. But yeah, that's number one. We've gotten lucky with just random explosions. As far as retention, it's and just like why actually it's so popular. I think it's something that's always been a part of people's lives. Many people in North America especially get exposed to chess when they're kids, and then they don't play because the teachers are boring. There's nobody to play against. There's no good learning material. You get bullied in school for playing chess because you're usually the only one. It's a very familiar story. And then you either return to it as an adult over the last few years, or you have a friend that played, and so you decided to give it a shot. And it's definitely easy to learn and very hard to master. And there's really nothing quite like it compared to other board games. So it's very funny, like watching grown adults talk to each other like, what's your rating? Like, that's like so fun. You know, it's like kids. It's the same. Kids are like, what's your rating? 700. What's yours? 1,000. Like, don't talk to me anymore. So it's very special. So there's definitely two things. I mean, we got very lucky, and we keep getting lucky. And I don't know when's the next time we're going to get lucky, if ever. But it's always been there. And I think now it's a much better ecosystem. It's much more friendly, a lot better learning resources. I'm doing my part, and a bunch of other parties in the space are doing theirs.
And don't you think things have changed? Like, growing up with chess wasn't really cool in school and everything, but it's got a cool image now. So do you think that gap of people stopping chess is going to close? Like, there will actually be a continuation?
One can hope, yeah. But my theory, I don't know exactly, but my theory is, let's say just as of now, somehow we were told there will never be another spike. Like, there's never going to be a series, a show, a scandal, nothing. It's just going to be exactly how it is now, and we're going to keep going in our ecosystem.
Yeah.
It won't ever go back to what it was, but every month it will only go lower. Because people will quit. Like, at the end of the day, chess is a very frustrating hobby. It's not like going to the park and playing tennis. Like, you'll still play tennis every week. It's not like playing, like I said, any other sport, instrument, any other hobby. Like, you get mad when you lose in chess. It's a very unique thing. And I've ran into many people on the street here in Toronto, back home in New York, where they say, oh, I used to play, and now I stopped. I still kind of follow, but I don't play anymore. So, yeah, we're losing more than we're gaining every single month, for sure. And people will not watch as much. They would rather watch kind of silly stuff, or sports highlights of the sports that they're interested in. So, yeah, chess hasn't really found a way yet to capture the same level of lifetime dedication and obsession as live sports, teams or athletes. And hopefully we do, because it's a very tough hobby. It is nothing like any other sport. But yes, it is much more popular now, and kids are playing it, and it's like more weird in school now not to play chess than to play.
Yeah. And for chess, what do you think we could do to get chess like on TV in the Olympics? Because, of course, compared to other sports, like, you can watch football, learn it in like 10 minutes and understand what's going on. Chess is a little bit trickier. But do you think it's possible to get chess on TV or even in the Olympics one day?
The Olympics would be nice. But yeah, for all of it, it would be breaking with tradition. And chess has a long history and tradition of being played properly and classically and in a long fashion, a long time control.
Yeah.
And to make that switch it's a big risk, and to mess with the format and the entire system is definitely a big risk, because at the end of the day, you're messing with the quality of the game. You're hoping for more mistakes. You're hoping for speed, drama, and you need probably just some sort of guarantee that you have backing, financial, media. Like if somebody wants to make a limited series about the whole thing, without that, it's a big risk. But I think that's literally the only way. I mean, no top player watches other top players for 6 hours.
Yeah.
Like you could talk to them because 6 hours is a long time to watch.
It is.
You go out, you run some errands, you come back, the person still hasn't made a move. That will never go on television. So that's the question. So, we do our best. Like there's a lot of people that watch the candidates, for example, in batches. They watch the commentary, they go on with their day, and then et cetera, et cetera. Then they watch the 30-minute recap.
Yeah.
Because it's easier. Yeah. And it is ultimately messing with the integrity of the game, but that is not the integrity, let's say, but the quality, but that is the only way, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But I think it's a fair opinion.
Yeah, it is. And why do you think people should play chess? What would you say to someone who's never played chess to convince them to start?
Probably I would say depends also if they're kids or adults. For kids, I would probably tell the parents that there's a massive amount of benefits, both cognitive, emotional, et cetera, et cetera. But I think people should play chess because a lot of their preconceived notions about the game are probably wrong. So people don't do things a lot because they say I can't or have like a bunch of other reasons, and it's just about trying and seeing. And beyond that, I think it kind of exposes a lot of your good and bad habits, your insecurities, your flaws, like everything you try to do in day-to-day life. It can appear in the chess games you play and your training habits. So fixing one could help fix the other, but I'm not a psychologist. But that would probably be something that I say. Also, it's, if beating people makes you feel really smart. So
it does, especially in chess.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is the best piece of advice you've ever gotten in life or in chess?
In life, I don't know. And in chess, I don't know. We can come back to that one. Okay. I'll let it sit, unless that was the last question.
That was the second last one.
Okay, we'll do the last one, and then I'll think and maybe make something up. But I don't know. I'm very bad to give advice to. I generally don't listen. My whole life.
And if you had to give advice?
For chess or for life or?
Yeah, both.
YouTubers giving life advice, huh? Chess, yeah, I would say what I always say in chess is anybody with a functioning brain and a dedication a little bit to the right way to study it can cross 1,000. If anybody in this room is not 1,000, I apologize. But I think 1,000 is 100% doable.
Yeah.
That should just sort of be the mental thing anybody sets. It's a very nice feeling to accomplish. The goal should be to learn one or two things from the games that you play. So win or lose, learn one or two things, and then take the advice more generally kind of back. And I would also say don't treat it like a casino. Don't be like, I'm going to play until I lose, or I'm going to play until I win, or I'm going to solve 50 puzzles today and get 35 of them wrong. Mm-hmm. That's the only actual way to get better. Life advice? I don't know. I gave one to Sagar Shah from Chess Base India, so maybe I will just say that one here too. But that one's about marriage. So maybe one about individual. Look at yourself a lot, and not in a mirror if you want to do that. But I'm just saying in certain situations, if you are, I think the saying is if you walk everywhere and it smells like dog crap, you should check your own shoes.
No.
So, it's like never, you got to look at yourself to like make changes in your life for the better. And the other advice that I gave to Sagar was, when you're married, you're a team. So your arguments are for the benefit of the team and not for one person to defeat the other. So I was not ready for a philosophical discussion here, but oh, and as far as like taking advice or the best advice, I literally cannot think of anything. So
it's okay.
Yeah,
you can
very
listen
bad.
to your own advice. I mean, that could also be
Oh, this
the
is my
best
wife's
advice.
advice. But before I met her, I don't know. I think I did not take
okay.
advice very well. That's why I'm not a grandmaster. So
And a final question. If you could play against any historical player, who would it be?
wow.
Lots to choose from.
Yeah, it's like not a nice question. I mean, there's so many of them.
Doesn't have to be the best. Just
No,
who
it doesn't.
you
I
would
mean,
personally
yeah, I'm
play
trying to
against.
think of like one that I actually would want to play against.
Yeah.
Probably Capablanca.
Okay.
Yeah, I would want to see how the skill translates to modern time.
Okay.
So let's just say Capablanca.
Yeah, it's a good one. Thank you.
Thank you.